You ever want proof that so much of academia are just a bunch of tax leeches? Well, this story's for you. International equity scholars can't define gender after 5 years of research. Oh, don't worry, guys. Just keep funding us for another 5 years. I swear we'll find the answer. And then, right as they're about to retire, they suddenly going to have their answer completely coincidentally. And these are the people that they refer to when they say trust the science, guys. My goal is to integrate gender into all branches of research to boost accuracy, generate innovative, equitable, and inclusive findings. So we don't care about the truth. We want equity in our findings. Their international scholars concluded a 5-year equity project by determining the concept of gender cannot be defined, but should be incorporated into all aspects of scientific research nonetheless. No, that means it's open to interpretation. You can define it however you want. Like funded by the EU, of course. If you live in the EU, this is where your tax dollars are going. You wonder why you're in the 60% tax bracket? It's so you can pay leeches like this. Now, the research is part of a project called Gender Net Plus, launched in current year -7. It brought together scholars from various countries to overcome challenges in achieving gender equality and gender mainstreaming in research and innovation. Well, if you want to make sure that your research is always behind Asia, this is how you do it. I don't see China jumping on board with this. Yeah, how to sabotage other branches of science. That's what they're doing. Well, in their final report, Integrating Gender Analysis into Research, published by The Lancet in July, summarized the scholars' thoughts on how to best integrate both sex and gender into studies ranging from social sciences, humanities, and health research. Don't do that, man. Over the last 2 decades, there have been a growing recognition that sex, biological variable, and gender sociocultural variable influence research and research outcomes, they wrote. Do you want to know why? Because you guys keep making everything about you, including your research. So yeah, it's going to influence the outcome. And consequently, it's become increasingly important to integrate considerations of sex and gender into all branches of research to boost accuracy, provide high-quality science, improve reproducibility, and generate innovative, equitable, and inclusive findings. Or you could do the opposite and say, yeah, we only care about the truth here. Fuck off with this woo shit. So the scholars pointed out that the National Institutes of Health in the U.S., as well as Canadian counterparts in the European Commission, have all begun outlining expectations that sex and gender be integrated into funding submissions and provided some guidance on how to do so. Oh, God. If you're a man, just say you're a woman. Like, literally, just say you're a woman. You're going to get all the special treatment, man. Still, they concluded that more work needs to be done to ensure the whys and hows of intersectional sex and gender integration are promoted and across the entire range of research endeavors. Yeah, in fact, all other parts of science. That's right. However, scholars also refused to provide any exact definition of gender. Instead, they wrote that each research team should define it for themselves. Yeah, they're literally telling you, make shit up. It doesn't matter. Just make shit up. This is science. Oh, sorry. This is the science. The science. This is what they tell us to trust. Oh, yeah. Modern day science. We could literally just define shit and make shit up on the fly however we want. Trust us. Trust the science. Though tempting, creating a simple, centralized, authoritative voice, for example, guidelines that were thought to run the risk of being dogmatic, political, and contrary to scientific freedom and debate, they wrote. Dude, these guys view objective truth as oppressive. But objective proof oppresses lies. Everything is equally valid, guys. The lies are just as valid as the truth. Defining and documenting gender was found to be complex, challenging, and was approached in diverse ways in the funded studies. They wrote, in some cases, it was noted that care should be taken to avoid suggesting that sex is a simple binary. Doing so misrepresents the diversity of humans. This is literally special snowflake syndrome. I'm not like everybody else. I'm a unique special snowflake, just like everybody else. In other cases, social science researchers considered class, race, poverty level, ethnic group, and age in the definitions of gender according to their report. So what gender were rich white women? Is there a gender for dog pill? Definitions of gender, these studies emphasize that unequal power relations between dominant, for example, white cisgendered and underserved, older substance using migrant groups and individuals require thoughtful methodological choices. They wrote, dude, they are just dancing around the issue. Like, yeah, we literally wasted 5 years and all that taxpayer money and have nothing to show for it. So let's just pretend it's a very complex issue, guys. The leader of Do No Harm, a U.S.-based organization focused on ethical medical practice in line with the Hippocratic Oath, called the researchers' conclusion illogical. Finally, someone with some sense. Now, how do you implement something that cannot be defined given a lack of scientific evidence to support ill-defined gender ideology? It is simply illogical to continue to allow it to shape or define American institutions. Dr. Stanley Goldfarb, board chair of Do No Harm, told The Fix in an email statement Thursday. Goldfarb said pushing gender theory is a waste of educational resources. He is a former associate dean at the University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine. Indoctrinators should be solely focused on factual scientific evidence in their teaching. Oh, shit. He went there. Did you just deny my truth? The delusion that gender is malleable and distinct from sex is disproven and dangerous when pushed on minors who may be confused or vulnerable. It's just a phase. It's always just a phase. Many European countries have taken steps back from gender theory, and in England, a transformer youth clinic was closed because of lack of evidence for the experimental interventions they were performing. Why should any professor be teaching a disproven theory? Because they're trying to push it as a religion. That's why. Like it's their religion is this bullshit. And most of the scholars involved in the GenderNet Plus project were European and Canadian, but one member of the advisory board, Londa Scheibinger, is a professor at Stanford University. Her contribution to the project was on computer science and the role that gender plays in its study. Well, okay. More job security for me if modern computer science degrees are worthless. I'm fine with that. Scheiberger did not respond to several requests for a comment from The Fix via email. The Fix also contacted several other project leaders by email, but none responded. In a keynote presentation to GenderNet Plus in current year -2, Scheiberger said incorporating gender into research is important because there are problems with unintentional bias, even in algorithms and software systems. And yet you don't even recognize your own bias in pushing for this shit, do you? For example, an MIT study found that facial recognition programs performed better on men's faces than women's and on lighter skinned people than those with darker skin, probably because the people that built the thing, that built these programs were probably men, were probably lighter skin, and they probably used their own photos as the test group. There's easy solutions to this. Additionally, the system cannot recognize transformer faces often, especially during periods of transition. Oh, let me guess. The system actually recognizes them as what they actually are rather than what they're pretending to be. And that's offensive. Now, GenderNet Plus concluded in current year -1 with a total of 13 transnational research projects integrating a gender dimension. These included a study about gender difference in immunotherapy side effects for cancer patients. Now, you see, if we're talking about biological sex, yeah, absolutely. Like when it comes to medicine, your race, your sex, that's extremely important because like different races and different sexes and different ages, respond differently to the same drugs. Yeah, it's kind of important. And research on overcoming the entrepreneurial ecosystem gender divide. Oh, let me guess. Just give more free money to women starting their own companies that'll never make a profit. So the project also provided free training to help research institutions embrace gender equality in research, innovation, and higher indoctrination. So step 1, say that you're some made-up fake gender. Step 2, 100% diversity achieved. The European Union spent 3.8 million euros or $4.1 million on the project, according to the grant agreement. Wow. $4 million wasted. If you, like I keep saying, guys, if you have $4 million you just want to throw away like this, just give them to me. I could use $4 million. If you're just going to throw it away anyway, just give it to me. Dang, at least you'd be making a positive difference in the world.